And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at Emergency Broadcast. Alert! Seek higher ground. This is from Bicycle. Bicycle's best known for cards. But last year they came out with several good quality, fun, introductory style games. Very light games that people could easily play, and I enjoyed many of them. So I look forward to giving this one a try too. This one, you are putting tiles on the board. I mean, it's all about, watch out, rising water is the theme of it, but not really. You're just matching tiles and boards to score points on cards. There are many of those games in existence. How does this one stack up? Let's find out. So in the middle of the table, you have this grid, and you're going to place one of these double-faced tiles down randomly. Each player is going to, on their rack, get 6 more random tiles. Players are also going to draw some cards depending on what round it is. There are 3 rounds, so in round 1, I'll be drawing 3 cards from the round 1 or 2. And these are showing things that I'm going to be able to score on my turn. So this, for example, scores me 2 points for each pair of adjacent rafts on 2 different levels. This gives me 1 point for each adjacent food medical kit pair. And this gives me 2 points for each pair of diagonally connected battery packs. So on your turn, you'll take one of your tiles and you're going to play it on the board. It has to touch another tile. So maybe I might place this one here, although you are allowed to place tiles on top of each other like that. I'm like, ooh, okay, that's probably not a good choice, but maybe in the future I'll put this one here. Now, once you put a tile out, you may score one of your cards. Oh, this gives me 1 point for each adjacent food medical kit pair. I'll play this now because I get 2 points. But it might be better to wait till later to play it. So after players are finished playing these, you're going to play all but one. That's the end of round 1. A few other rules you need to remember. When you place a tile, you put this first responder meeple on it so no one can put anything on top of the tile you just played. You can also score a card before or after your turn, and you can discard one of your tiles to take one of these face up on the side of the board. There are these tiles that show 2 different resources, and you might want to put one of those on the board instead. Now, after the first round, everyone's going to write their scores down on the board, and we go to the next round. You're going to draw some more tiles. You're going to get some objective cards, but then the water rises. What that means is in round 2, you can only play on top of tiles that already exist. After round 2, the water will rise again. This time, any spots that that are on level 1, you're going to cover them up with some water tiles to show that the water has risen. So this would get covered. And now you can only play again on top of tiles that are out on the board. The water has risen. Let us now play some more. That's it. At the end of the 3rd rounds, you will add your scores together, and whoever has the most points is the winner. The game comes with a plastic insert. I'm not sure why. I mean, you're just using the inside of the box. But these are okay quality, these different tokens here. They stack nice. You know, you can see here this whole thing doesn't move too much. The symbology on these, though, is kind of, I don't know, it's very blasé. They're different colors, and so it's pretty easy to see them, but it just doesn't, it's not visually appealing. The board itself is terribly boring. I know it's supposed to show water, but it's, I don't know, it just is not that interesting. The cards themselves, these are good quality cards. I mean, it is made by Bicycle, so I expect these cards to be good. It's not usually hard to figure out what the different cards do. And as you get to level 3 cards, you get more points for different things. The rules were fine. I didn't find the rules to be tremendously difficult to figure out how to play the game. And it is nice that they come with this erasable scoreboard and marker. So I would say for the most part, the components are fine. Emergency Broadcast is a game that really kind of has diminishing returns to it. I'm not sure I like, for me particularly, games that get progressively less interesting as they progress. That's not fun. Like in this game, you get 6 tiles to start. You're going to play 5 of those tiles. You can place them, all they have to do is be adjacent. Then the second one, you have to place them on top of tiles, which cuts where you can play things in half. And then you cover up, which constricts it even farther, which makes the third round, and then you also have fewer tiles, and it makes the third round just that much less interesting. Really, the game is kind of lucky in a sense of, I got this card. The tiles I have do not work with it at all. Yeah, I don't know why I have it. Or, look, everything worked out well for me. I scored this card. There's just no real excitement about it. You never play these cards and say, oh, now is a good turn. There is another game that does exactly what this one does, and it's amazing. It's called Reef. It's a very simple game in which you're placing little reef tokens out, also singular tokens, and you use a card to place them, you use the cards to score them. It's really neat. And it's simple and does the exact same thing this game does, but the whole game, you're sitting there going, do I play this card now? Do I play it now? Here you go, I guess I should play this card now because I'm never going to score these points. And you don't really get more stuff. It feels random. The theme is water rising. That's kind of an interesting theme, like the water's rising. But it doesn't mean anything here other than it just restricts where you can build in round 2 and 3. And I played this, and no one at the table was very enthused about it. I mean, it didn't like enrage people, but it also was like, I guess I'll put this here. I guess I'll score now. And when you say I guess before any action in a game, and that level of apathy is there, then I don't want to play that game. There's not as much interest to it. So to that end, emergency broadcast is a big pass for me. There's many games out there I can introduce to folks who are new to gaming. There are many domino, place things out and use a card to score at. I mean, there's a whole genre of games that does that. And this one is neither engaging or introductory. You know, it just doesn't fit any box that I'm really willing to recommend. So I'm going to have to pass on emergency broadcast. Not this time. I'm Tom Vasel. We'll see you next time on the Dice Tower. Dice Tower Judgment, not particularly exciting.